immigrated to Canada in 1986. I was a year old. And the reason that they immigrated to Canada from Iran is because in 1979 there was an Islamic revolution, and our once free and democratic country was taken over by radical Islamists, was taken over by terrorists, and was taken over by fascists who actually executed over 40,000 communists in the late 80s. And so my parents escaped in 1986 because they wanted to live in a free and democratic society. And I was a year old at the time. And we were blessed to be able to come to Canada to escape that hatred, to escape that radical, fundamentalist, Islamo-fascist ideology. And that's the same regime, Madam Speaker, that denies the Holocaust. That's the same regime that spreads anti-Semitic information and propaganda, not just inside the Islamic regime of Iran, but around the world and through its proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah and others. And so when we came to Canada, my parents raised myself and my younger sister, always telling us how blessed we are to be Canadian. And we should always put Canada first. Never forget your heritage, never forget your culture, never forget your background.
The file on
but
Chrome,
always
I
remember
put it up here to make it
that you are first and foremost a proud Canadian. And what that means, Madam Speaker, is you come here to embrace culture and diversity and accept people for who they are, and you leave the problems of your home country behind. Now, it doesn't mean you can't speak up, Madam Speaker. It doesn't mean you can't attend rallies and protests. I do it all the time in support of the people of Iran who are fighting for freedom and democracy against the brutal and terrorist Islamic regime in Iran. But what I don't do, Madam Speaker, I don't go to protests calling for genocide. I don't attend protests where I say from the river to the sea, and I can't even finish that sentence because it is abhorrent and vile. And to anyone who says these are peace rallies, it's appalling that I have to put this in Hansard, but it needs to be done so that the world will always remember what these hate rallies were about. This is a message from the Palestinian youth movement. One day after the horrific October 7th genocidal massacre of 1,400 innocent Jewish people. And it says, Toronto, all out for Palestine. Join us Monday, October 9th at 2 p.m. An unprecedented series of events has taken place by our heroic resistance in Gaza, with over 30 Zionist hostages captured, the fall of settlements surrounding Gaza, and the prison break that destroyed the fence that has been entrapping Gazans for over 17 years. The resistance's offensive attack has shaped a new precedent for our national liberation struggle, and we remain steadfast in our right to resist by any means necessary. We call on our people in the far diaspora in Toronto to uplift and honor our resistance and our martyrs. Join us this Monday, October 9, at 2 p.m. at Nathan Phillips Square and celebrate our steps closer to liberation. Shameful.
Should feel appalled.
I was in Toronto on Monday because Monday was Thanksgiving, and I was walking my
Just
dog.
that you would even side with outsiders like that. It's just sickening and appalling.
Celebration, this pro-Hamas rally.
I almost can't do this no more.
It was the first time in my life that I'd ever felt uncomfortable as a Canadian. The hate, the anger, the way they were marching, the chants they were making.
Yeah, I put it up. I put her name in there too. It's fake. Well, go look her up.
That's the kind of behavior you see in radical
fucked up there.
fundamentalist countries.
Oh, that was
not
her.
in Canada. That is not Canada that my parents immigrated to. That is not the Canada that we were raised in. That hate does not belong in Canada. What was even more shocking to me, and I didn't realize this until a few days later, what was even more shocking to me is that the member from Hamilton Centre marched in that parade, participated In that very same parade, rally, celebration, whatever you want to call it, the pro-Hamas rally that supported the genocide, the member from Hamilton Center marched in that. She can try to explain away her statement. She can try to say whatever it is she wants to say, but silence is louder than words. Even prior to this, when I had the unfortunate opportunity of having to hear her voice in this legislature again, she spread misinformation. She accused the state of Israel of bombing a hospital, even though it was debunked right away. It was the Palestinian Jihad Organization, and Hamas was using it to spread propaganda to fuel more hate rallies around the world. She also failed to mention anything about the 1,400 innocent civilians. She failed to mention that the Hamas terrorists must release the hostages.